Alright soldiers, welcome to your second video of the HTML series on the internet. Now that we have seen some of the brief introduction about the HTML, so what we are going to do in this second video is we are going to go and fire up our text editor. Whatever text editor you downloaded, feel free, just fire it up. I'm going to use Atom as I told you before, so the text editor is going to be looking like this. Remember what I told you, before we do anything, if you want to write the HTML, we need to write a HTML file. So I told you in the previous video that before we write any HTML file, first we have to create that file and should have an extension of .html. So I'm going to go in the directory here. I'm in the documents directory. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a folder here. I'm going to give it a name, web 2020. Now I'm going to go back in my text editor. I'm going to go and click file, then open and select that web 2020, open it. Now you all see that I've created my folder here. So what am I going to do? I'm going to create a HTML file. So I'm going to select create new file. I'm going to name this file index.html. Remember I said it should have an extension. Click that. So you see inside this web 2020 I have this file which is called index.html. So what I'm going to do, first of all, before we write anything, I'll tell you one thing. In HTML, we have what they call the core elements. There are 4 core elements in HTML. The first element is the HTML tag itself, then the head, we have the title, and then the body. Before writing anything in HTML, first of all, you have to write all those core elements. So before I do anything, I can go on and write HTML So remember previously in our first video I talked about that HTML is written in enclosed tags. So this first one is the opening tag and this is the second tag. So when you look carefully here, you can see that the opening tag and the closing tag, they're almost the same, but there is a difference whereby in this closing tag we have this / and in the first tag there is no /. So I'm going to go on and create another element, the head. So I'm going to open the angle bracket, then I'm going to write head, then I'm going to close like this. So now what happens inside this head, the head tag, what is going to be there is we are going to write the title. Okay, so I'm going to write, don't worry, I'm going to explain everything. So I'm going to write the title. Alright, then inside here below the head tag I'm going to write the body. So we have already declared our core elements in HTML. First is the HTML tag, the opening and the closing, then we have the head tag, then we have the title, and we have the body. This file we can give it a title like complete web development. So that's our title. Then we shall handle other things which can be written in the head, but as for now we are going to be dealing with things which will be written in the body tag. Inside the body tag there are so many things which we can write here, but before we write anything there, I'm going to tell you this. If you are getting confused or anything, I'll tell you, just now consider like look at this thing like a family. Okay, so inside in the family, maybe we have the parents, then we have the children, like that. So here it's also like that. Now in this file you are going to see that these HTML tags, they are enclosing everything. So the HTML is the parent of the head and the body tags. I hope you can see it. So after that, but now the title is the child of the head. So you can say that the title now is the grandkid of the HTML tag. After seeing the core elements, we are going to go and look about at basic texting format. So among the basic formatting tags in HTML, we have the heading tag, we have the paragraph tag, and we have a line break. Now imagine you want to write an heading in HTML. So you can say, in HTML, when you want to write the heading is written with a H tag. So I can say H, right? Then I say this is a head tag. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to save this file, okay? Then I'm going to right click. There's something here saying that view in the browser, so I'm going to click like that. So now you can see our text is here. This is a head tag, and you can see the title, complete web development. Now I want to talk about this head tag in detail. There are different types of head tags. Now I mean the heading tags. Heading tags, we have the H1, H2, H3, and H4. It's like saying H1 is the big heading, and H2 small heading, H3 is moderate heading, H4 like that till the H6, which is the smallest heading. So I can go and say H1, then I say this is a H1 tag. Then I close it with H1. So when you do like this, open again in the browser. Now you are seeing they are both H, but this is H1. So H1 is bigger than the H. Now let's see other types of the H tags or the heading tags. So we have H2. So I will say this. So this is the H2 tag. So I'm going to write the H3. Then the H4. Then H5. This is the H5 tag. Then lastly we have the H6. This is a H6 tag. So H6. Save that. Now how do you save? Now look at here. When you look at this file here, there's this blue dot. Now when you save this file, Ctrl S on Windows or Command S on Mac, you see that blue dot goes. So that means that the file has been saved. So you can go and view in the browser, view. So we are seeing this is H1 tag, this is the H2 tag, this is the H3 tag, this is the H4 tag, this is the H5 tag, and lastly this is the H6 tag. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to minimize this browser so that I can work whereby both screens are on. So now you can see I have the browser on this side and I have my text data on this side also. So now we have seen what is the H1, H2, H3 till the H6. I think now you can see the difference between the different types. So if you want to write the H1, if you want to write H2, that's the way you can do it. If you want to write a sentence whereby the heading is more bigger and bolder, that time you have to use the H1. If you want to use the H3 is there. In rare cases, you find people using the H6. the next element we want to talk about is the paragraph tag. So now we have seen the heading tag. Now we want to see the paragraph tag. So before that, I'll do something. What I'm going to do is I'm going to first delete this. We don't need this. Okay, we have seen the heading. Now the second thing, what we are going to look at is the paragraph. So I know you can guess now, since H is for heading, for the paragraph it will be simple, it is a P tag. So I can say P, and I can say this is a paragraph. You can view this in the browser. Now you see, this is a paragraph. So when you want to write the heading, it is H, then the paragraph, it is the P tag. So now there's something whereby I want to talk about something called a comment. So if you want to comment something in your file, how do you do it? Now to comment something is very easy. First of all, we are going to say angle bracket, then we get the exclamation mark, then dash dash. So you can write anything here. Okay, so you can say this is a comment, dash dash, then this one. So when you save this and again run in your browser, you see, still you are getting this is a paragraph, and this thing which is this line which shows this is a comment, it is not shown. So whenever you want to write a comment, this is how you can write a comment in a HTML file. Then last thing, I'm going to show something whereby if in case you want to break a line, for example, I can say this is a paragraph tag describing a P tag in HTML. Save that. So when you run this, so this is a paragraph tag describing a P tag in HTML. So imagine I want to make this is a paragraph tag, then I want to break this to another line describing a P tag in HTML. I can come here and I say this is a paragraph tag. Okay, from here I can put something like BL. Okay, save that, run again. Now you can see this is a paragraph tag describing a P tag in HTML. So if you want to write a line break, you are going to use this tag, which is the BR. Now when you look carefully, I'll maximize this. When you look carefully too, there's a difference between the P tags, then the previous H tag we wrote. For example, I can bring it back and I can say H1. Okay, this is a H1 tag. Okay, H1. Now when you observe carefully here, you can see that when we are writing the heading tag and the paragraph tag, we are having the opening tag and the closing tag. But for when we are writing the line break, we are seeing that we are only giving one tag. So there are some elements in HTML whereby we are going to use only the opening tag and it has no closing tag. One of them is this line break. Another thing I'll talk about before I end this video, I'm going to talk about the HR tag. We have this tag called the HR. So this HR tag, it is for horizontal line in your page, so you can write that HR tag. So you can see this is a H1 tag, this is a paragraph tag, and you can see this line. This line is brought as a result of that HR tag. So I hope guys you are enjoying. See you in the next video.